Hello, my name is Lionel Ayala. This is HAP 725 for fall 2019. This is for Dr. Farouk Alemi's course, and today we will be creating control charts. We have been tasked with selecting a familiar hospital. It can be chosen by one that you've worked at or one that is near where you live. And then we are assigned with selecting 3 competitors. From that, we will look at the data and create control charts based on measures that we've selected. I have chosen Sentara Northern Virginia Medical Center, and my 3 competitors will be listed in the next couple slides. Thank you. So my source data was selected from Medicare.gov, Hospital Compare. This site contains zip files of hospital data for various years. As you can see from the screenshot below, once you select an archived flat file, it then unzips and provides you with different measures for various hospitals. My data will be between 2012 to 2018. So some of the limitations I confronted when putting together the control charts was the initial phase of collecting the data. Naming conventions weren't consistent when looking at the zip files, which created a bit of a problem. The chunk of my time was allocated in putting the data together and making sure that the dates were correct. The second limitation that I faced was that the measures I ended up selecting didn't include the dates for every single year I had selected, which caused problems when putting together the control charts. I ended up choosing Sentara Northern Virginia Medical Center. I chose this hospital because it is near where I live. The competitors are a variety of hospitals within Virginia and DC. These include MedStar Georgetown University Hospital, Sibley Memorial Hospital, and Virginia Hospital Center. Once the data was unzipped and the hospitals were selected, the next step was to select measures. The measures I ended up choosing include outpatient procedures, gastrointestinal, that's OP26, timely and effective care, emergency department, that is measure ID ED_2B, outpatient procedures, muscle skeletal, that is measure ID OP26, timely and effective care immunization for influenza, that is measure ID IMM_2, and finally, outpatient procedures cardiovascular, that is measure ID OP26. This is the first control chart we will be analyzing. This is for outpatient procedures for gastrointestinal compared to other DCVA hospitals. As you can see, Sentara data does not fall within the upper nor the lower control limits. This is actually the only control chart that falls below the lower control limit. The data and time periods include January 2012 to December 2017. The next control chart includes outpatient procedures for muscle skeletal. This is measure ID OP-26. As you can see from the chart, the Sentara Northern Virginia Medical Center falls within both upper control limit and lower control limit. I did not include the time periods due to the fact that it didn't fit within the chart correctly. However, you will see a increase and then decrease, and those are between years 2012 to 2014, and then a period where it stays flat for a bit, and then it increases again around 2018. The next control chart includes outpatient procedures for cardiovascular. As you can see, Centera falls within the control limits again. I also didn't include the time periods because of the formatting for the chart, but between 2012 to about 2015, you see an increase, and then a sharp drop between 2015 to 2018, but then an increase again. Next, we see a control chart for timely and effective care immunization for influenza, measure ID IMM_2. We're comparing Centera to 3 other DCVA hospitals. And as you can see, the upper control limits as well as the lower control limits fall within 95 to 100. As for the Centera limits, you see an increase between October 2013 to October 2015, and then it stays flat for about a year. After January 2016, it drops sharply to about 85 and then shoots up again, falling within the control limits. This is around October 2017 to March 2018. It hits around 100 for the influenza score. The next control chart includes timely and effective care, emergency department, measure ID ED_2B. As you can see, the control chart has an upper control limit of about 120 and a lower control limit below 0. It's important to describe the score and how it is reflected on the control chart. The average median time patients spent in the emergency department after the doctor decided to admit them as an inpatient before leaving the emergency department for their inpatient room, a lower number of minutes is better. So the lower score, the better when it comes to how Centera is displayed on this control chart. From the control chart itself, we can see that between 2013 to 2015, there was an upward trend from 150 to 200. And then from October 1st, 2015, you see a sharp decrease to about January 2016, stopping from 200 to 100. And then from 2016 to 2017, it stays flat at around 100, and then slowly falls after 2017 about 50. Between 2016 and 2018, it stays within the control limits. Based on the findings, we are able to see that for musculoskeletal cardiovascular, the Centera data falls within the control limits. As for gastrointestinal immunization for influenza, the data falls below control limits. And finally, for timely and effectiveness control for patients in emergency department, the data falls above control limits.